live?
Live.
Okay, friends, we were just down at Red Bull Global Rallycross looking at cars from like way up, but now we finally see the man himself, Tanner. Good to see you again, sir.
Good to see you also.
So, I figured, you know, we got a little bit of a hold, but we're not going back to the track for a couple minutes. Can we get a walk around here? Tell us about the car?
Yeah, check it out.
Let's go. Let's check out this car. This is one hell of a Beetle.
It's not your everyday Beetle. I mean, you can see kind of straight away. Actually, even just on this one fender right here, pretty much anywhere. This is carbon fiber, but it's actually a totally different shape from the street Beetle. You notice the street Beetle where it comes from the hood, it drops down to about here. This is much more a flat shelf.
But you get tighter in there. So
and a lot of that is a lot of that is to be able to lower the chassis of the car and lower the ride height. Yeah. Without having to have the wheels all tucked up into the fenders. As much as the tuck look is nice.
Oh, check this thing out down here, Billy. Look at that.
Some fancy suspension under there. That's
now what is this all made of? This down here?
Well, the chassis is made of the chassis material, but it's everything from steel to aluminum to car materials.
Wow.
There's nothing super. That's one of the things about GRC. Nothing super exotic about materials. But if we take a look inside, it starts to get a little more.
What is this whole thing weight?
Here, I'll jump in. Oops, sorry, you're good. Sorry.
Red. MotoMan.
Hey.
Good to see you, man. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So this.
Nicest manager. That's Fred.
This is the office. I mean, the Recaro seats are
carbon fiber.
Yeah, carbon fiber. They're pretty big seats, but this is where kind of all the work gets done. If you
look at this, cameraman
right
Tanner.
Yes.
You guys are lucky here.
Yeah. So if you look at the steering wheel here, you've got all the right bits. You've got your start. You got your shifting. All the computer work down here. So it's all pretty business-like.
Billy.
And you can kind of get everything done that you need to get done.
Can you print 2 letters?
Yeah, you try to keep things as light as you can. You want to be able. We have to be a certain weight, 2,800 and something pounds. We have.
It's 2,800 pounds.
Yeah, we have.
So I lied to you guys earlier. I said these things were 1,300 pounds.
Oh no, 1,300 kilos.
Okay.
So we have
my
to
metrics
be.
screwed up there.
We have to be all about the same. At exactly the same weight. But the lighter weight you make things, the more you can control where that weight goes.
Where are these actually built? Who designs and builds these?
This is Volkswagen Motorsport. So a lot of people don't know that Volkswagen has a huge motorsport division that does WRC Rally. In the U.S., we don't really follow rally racing we're not fanatics about it like the rest of the world. So WRC Rally, Volkswagen has won the championship the last few years, and it is an incredibly competitive, amazing sport.
These things are made in Germany?
Made in Germany and Spain. It's a combination because Seat, which is owned by Volkswagen, builds those rally cars. So between Seat between Spain and Germany, and then once they
incredible, a brand not known in one of the biggest retail car markets is actually one of the most winning around.
It's amazing. Crazy? A lot of our components and levers and even the steering wheel are adopted from that rally program.
Wow.
To make it cost effective.
Tell us what to do for the audience.
Well, this is the gear shift, so you just stay full throttle and just grab gears as you go. That's shifting gears. You just stay full throttle the whole time. You don't need the clutch or anything like that. The downshift, you just give it a push.
Now, why do you have a clutch if you don't need it?
You need the clutch to get started, with first gear. But once you're going, when you pull the gear shift, it misfires some cylinders that adjust the timing. It does all this fancy stuff in the engine so that it slips right into the next gear. It's an instantaneous shift. It happens in, 40 milliseconds or something insane.
So just as a basis of comparison, that is faster than the fastest Ferrari. So faster than an FXX, faster than an Enzo.
Yeah, it's hard to compare this Beetle to a street car, Enzo or not.
Yeah.
It's 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. And the engine,
That's beyond motorcycle.
They make a modest, 575, 600 horsepower out of these 2-liter engines, but that is, a lot of people don't remember, that's with a restrictor. It's that big. So all of the air has to go through a 42 millimeter restrictor.
And that's from the actual governing body.
The series, to keep the horsepower similar. If you take that restrictor off and just run with a normal size intake, these engines are good for 900 or 1,000 horsepower. Pretty, out of 2 liters, it's pretty awesome.
So you're running 570, does that mean Reese over in his Hyundai is running 570 as well?
Everybody has a different number. but they're all about the same. I mean, it really comes down to the torque that you make. I don't know the exact torque number that we make, but it has to be over 650 foot-pounds of torque.
So you're doing way more torque than normal.
Yeah, because you're making that power at a low RPM. Because the restrictor really restricts how much actual air you can shove through there.
And where does that torque come in? You say low RPM, is it like 1500?
Well, normally with a turbo like this, you would have some lag, and it would build up until you got to about 3,000 or 4,000 RPM, and then it would hit all the way up to 8,000. But
3 to 8,000.
well, these cars have any lag. So when you're off throttle, the turbo is still spinning at a couple 100,000 RPM. And so when you touch the throttle, even at just 1,500 RPM, you have torque.
Is it a single turbo?
Single turbo.
Is it variable vanes, or is it one big turbo?
I think it's just one big turbo. You know, they keep it simple. They make an enormous amount of heat out of these turbos. They get a lot more abuse than a street car turbo would get.
So I'm saying water cooled.
I don't know if it's water cooled or not. I don't know much about them. I know that the materials that's probably the most exotic piece of hardware in the cars. Wow. That the materials of the turbo are probably magnesium, all sorts of other things, but and tungsten and stuff like that. But they take an enormous amount of abuse, and their rules really force us to use components for a longer and longer period. They're expensive pieces of hardware, so you don't want to change them every 3 races. But we are asked by the series and both the FIA series in Europe and this series here to start using less and less engines, less turbos throughout the season. And it's great because it forces the manufacturers to come up with ways to get this much abuse actually make it last.
Cool. Anything back here cool? We should be looking at all the cars up in the air.
When we go to the back of the car,
by the way, can I just say respect?
Yep.
I really appreciate this.
That's close to the heart of this Andretti team for sure.
Yeah. Major loss there.
We have, it's just kind of strange that there are vents back here. Not a lot of Beetles have those, and the reason for that is when you get into the back.
Just look at this piece that's been constructed here. That's like old world craftsmanship and race car building right there. That is effectively handcrafted.
Well, that is that's a sway bar. So everything is pretty amazing. I can't even guess what I can't even guess how many.
Oh, somebody's birthday.
Whose birthday is it?
It's your Beatles. You'll see Beatles. We're doing an Instagram video for tomorrow.
Okay.
So the radiator's in the back. So that keeps it out of the dirt. Yeah, it keeps it out of the dirt, and it also it gets the pressure there. A big massive fan pushes it through here. That's that.
Anything cool about the suspension to see here?
Probably not something we can look at.
This is the wishbone.
I'll take it over here.
The wishbones, guys, are like that. They're like baseball bats.
Like these. Let's see more on this.
Okay. More birthday cakes for the car. Quick shot in there, Billy.
What a lot of people don't realize is how talented these cars have to be. So they pull, even with just these little 10-inch Yokohamas, they're not big tires.
Do you always run slicks, or because I noticed you have 2 clicks?
We have rain tires, but we have to run slicks for the rules.
Yeah.
Unless it rains. But even with just these little tires, we still pull almost a G1/2, which is more than virtually any street car. We still do that kind of acceleration.
Half of the pair.
And just with these little tires, it's amazing. They need to be able to jump and come out of the sky and land gracefully. They need to be able to be good on gravel, so they have to be very soft to be able to work with slicks on dirt. And they need to be able to take care of like all these crazy undulations and camber changes and get hit by other cars. So they're amazingly capable cars. And they're thrown in a variety of tracks, but it's incredible how talented they are.
So how is it odd combination? But you've driven a number of cars. You've driven a Toyota that was built in North Carolina, and then you've got this. And then what else were you driving before that?
In Rallycross specifically, or
before you were
I've been
drifting.
lucky to race a lot.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of stuff.
Drifting, I've done in a Scion with a NASCAR engine, and then a 350Z and some older Nissans also, and then for rally racing, I think I've rally raced in old Hyundai and Subaru, Mitsubishi, and then for Rallycross I did some Ford stuff, and then with TV you get to drive everything, so it's I've been lucky. I've gotten to sample a lot of things, also a lot of off-road racing and truck stuff with Hot Wheels and
Yes, you were
things like
what
that.
driver were you?
Yellow.
You were yellow. You are. It's yellow. That is your thing. Is that like your favorite color?
It should be, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Blue is my favorite color. Thanks for asking my favorite color, though.
Blue is your favorite?
Yeah, you don't get asked that very often.
No. Well, you think about it. Like Hot Wheels literally made you a mystery man, and they did it with yellow, and now you're racing a yellow car, so it would stand to reason. But as an aside, blue is my favorite color.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so we have at least one thing in common. Besides driving many cars, but I don't drive as cool cars as you.
I'm pretty lucky sometimes. I mean, when you're shooting TV shows, you get to drive lots of fun stuff.
Yeah.
But this,
And movies, you've done movie stuff as well.
yeah, a lot of movies you get to drive some cool stuff too. Sometimes not so cool. But I saw a YouTube video of Rallycross when I was doing drifting.
Yeah.
It was Marcus Grönholm. He was in Sweden, and it's like, man, that is ridiculous looking stuff. The cars are so fast.
Yeah.
The racing was really good and clean and amazing, and so I started making tracks to get involved, and I raced in Europe for a number of years before some people in the European sport and some American guys kind of worked together to get the sport brought over here.
Yeah.
And so it still is the wicked, most mean little bastard of a car that I think you can drive. I mean, they're just hyperactive and just ridiculous.
That's a question.
It's a good question.
It's a good question. Like question.
P-Tech52 would like to know what your personal car is. What's your daily driver?
That's a good question.
Got a couple. I'm a car guy. So I have a Touareg TDI that I drove here today, and I got a couple loaners.
And you're a
from
local
Volkswagen.
man. You live
I
here
live in
in
Newport
Orange
Beach.
County.
Yeah, not far. I also have a Passat TDI and
You're a diesel man. Good man.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of
Nice.
liking the torque of those things.
Yeah.
The turbo. Let's see. They gave me a Beetle, which I turned into a RWB Beetle, which is here.
Nice.
That's a big, fat, wide one. And then, but when I'm at home, I'll either drive the Touareg, which is just super easy and nice and torquey and does everything you want. I've got a Raptor still from Ford, or a 68 Camaro.
I was going to ask, do you have a classic? Good man.
And that's on a beach day. That's
Is
good.
it a retro restaurant mod?
It is.
So you modify it.
Well, it was used in the movie Need for Speed, so it's all new underneath and everything like that, and then the body's over. So it's starting to pull myself here a little bit.
Okay, so you know what? I'm going to say, I want to find out more. I want to share with the audience kind of how you go from being a kid in Orange County to being Rallycross with a yellow car. So we got to get you on inside.
Hey, Jonathan, can we take the car down? As soon as you guys are ready, can we take it down there?
So this is the legit one that's stop here.
Sorry,
So
go ahead.
basically what I'm saying was, we've done Reese. We've had Reese on inside the MotoMan studio. We've had Vaughn on inside the MotoMan studio. And Vaughn taught me how to drift. I'm not very good at it, so we're going to get another lesson on it. But we have to get you on inside the MotoMan studio. We got to get the story of how you go from being a kid in Orange County to being this.
Well, I was a Colorado. Kid, yeah, but I'd love to come
We'll do
do
the
that.
whole thing. We'll get the pictures of you with bad hair. You know, first cars embarrass the crap out of you. Maybe get you to cry.
Nice.
Yeah.
Side spike.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, I was alive in the 80s, believe it or not, right?
You are kind of a grandpa.
Yeah, I am.
You really
I
are.
got almost as many grades as you.
Oh, on that note, we are going to end. Tanner, pleasure.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks,
very
man.
much.
Really good seeing you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Okay, and, I'll take the car after you.
Got it. Yep, we'll
Thank
get the
you, sir.
belts all spinning.
Get to work. Okay, kids, that's it from Global Rallycross for Friday. We're going to try to come back tomorrow and Sunday and get a couple more of these periscopes to you. And basically follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, MotoManTV, all one word, MotoManTV, all one word. That was awesome.